Good afternoon, I'm Kara Rucker. The time is now 12 o'clock on this Wednesday. Robots with lethal capabilities have been added to the San Francisco police force. But first, China's military is accelerating at a concerning rate, according to U.S. officials. This is your midday update. A new report from the Pentagon indicates China is boosting its nuclear arsenal at a record pace. Officials are predicting that China will triple its current stockpile of nuclear weapons by 2035. A dangerous pace, officials warn, could set the groundwork for China to challenge the U.S. in a takeover of Taiwan, something the National Security Council says is concerning to the U.S. and its NATO allies.
The members of our alliance remain concerned by the PRC's coercive policies, by its use of disinformation, by its rapid, opaque military buildup, including its cooperation with Russia. But we also remain committed to maintaining a constructive dialogue with China wherever we can, and we welcome opportunities to work together on common challenges.
The amount of deaths related to a firearm has hit a 40-year high. That includes both suicides and homicides related to the use of guns. 47,000 deaths were counted by the CDC in the year 2021. The newly released data points to America's gun-related homicide and suicide rates increasing by as much as 8% year over year. The pandemic years proving to be especially devastating, with gun-related deaths increasing 20% from 2019 to 2021. San Francisco police now have the city's approval to deploy robots with lethal capabilities. The devices will be remote controlled and are meant to shield police from entering dangerous situations. The robots will be equipped with explosive charges and will only be used in emergency situations where lives are at stake. San Francisco is far from the first to equip police departments with lethal robots. In 2016, Dallas police used an armed robot to go in and kill a barricaded suspect who killed 5 officers in an ambush attack. Product testimonials from your favorite radio hosts might not be all that true, and deceptive advertising of the Google Pixel 4 has cost Google and iHeartMedia $9.4 million in a lawsuit settlement. The Federal Trade Commission says the radio hosts were falsely claiming to enjoy features of the phone without ever using one. This goes against truth in advertising rules set by the FTC. Last week, we told you about the state of Alabama putting a pause to death row executions. After problems with lethal injection, the state could turn to a method never used in the United States before. The state says it will never use lethal injection again on death row inmate Alan Eugene Miller after a failed attempt in September. The state says if an execution is carried out on Miller, it will be by nitrogen hypoxia, where the inmate inhales nitrogen and dies by asphyxiation. But it would be a while before that happened, since the state has no procedures on how to use this method. It's never been used in the U.S. Museums are at a disagreement over who owns what artifacts, and one of the world's most prized ancient possessions is now at the center of that debate. The Rosetta Stone currently sits in Britain's largest museum, the artifact first belonging to the Egyptians some 200 years ago, before it was handed over to British forces following imperial battles. Egypt is now asking for its return.
Today we are in the 21st century, and we have to correct the mistakes of the past and correct the mistakes of the history, because we cannot change it.
Britain points to a treaty for its reasoning in keeping the Rosetta Stone. Thank you so much for joining us. We'll continue to follow the latest headlines for you tomorrow morning. Until then, from the heartland of America, I'm Kara Rucker. Have a great day.